Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jack from Cruise Casino Mafia.com, and this is the final installment in the Baccarat Squared +1+2 challenge that the creator of Baccarat Squared took on himself a few weeks ago. So if you don't know what this is, you can go back and look at the original Baccarat Squared challenge video. And then after that, we've broken it down, or he's broken it down into weeks. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, and this is the final week 4. So it's kind of like a 1 month segment, but I'll explain a little bit more about that because he was only looking to do 1 shoe a day because that was kind of the challenge and make 1 or 2 units. Okay? And you were either going to lose 12 units or you're going to make the 2 units. That's it. There's no in between. So let's go through this, and then I've got some interesting stats. So this is week number 4, all right? And for everybody that's new, you got to go back and look at those other Baccarat Square videos. But if you haven't seen it, this is a 4 block. So anybody that purchases Baccarat Squared gets the cheat codes and all the exceptions and how to play this. And it normally bets up to 3 times. These are the 3 here, these 3. But for the challenge, he dummied it down on purpose and is only playing up to 2 bets. These two going across. And he's using a 1-2. So it's almost like flat betting. It's as close as you can possibly get. If you win on the 1 unit, then you're going back to the 1 unit, of course, on the next one. But if you lost on the 1 unit bet in that row, then you'd have to play a 2 unit bet. But win or lose in that row, you don't go any further than that. So the next row, you're restarting with a 1 unit bet. So it keeps the bankroll real tight. All right, so here you go. This is day 1. This is coming to us from the Venetian. These are all real life shoes that are being sent in. He doesn't pick and choose. He just grabs the next ones that came in, and those are the ones for the next week. All right? So here you go. So here's the Venetian. The first 4 in a shoe is the trigger. We need the neighbor column, which is the column to the left. So here, there's no betting here. But with the way that the codes work and the way that the system works that you learn when you buy Baccarat Squared, it gives you the trigger here, the first one in the next column, and then it tells you what to bet for. So that bet instantly won on player. So he doesn't make a second bet, of course, because it won. So you still fill these in, the results, and you move on to the next row. Here's your trigger, here's your bet, and it instantly won. So you only made 2 bets, you won your 2 units, you were done for the day. Okay? Day 2 was from Boomtown in Biloxi. The triggers trigger. The first bet's a loser. You have to go to the second bet and bet twice, and it wins. So you won your 1 unit here for this column. Trigger, trigger, bet. You won your second unit, and you're done. All right? Real simple. So the first 2 days were about as easy as can be. The third day, am I looking at this right? Hold on. Yeah. The third day was at Harrah's, okay? Triggers, trigger, first bet loss, second bet win. We make our 1 unit. Trigger, trigger, first bet win, boom, you're done. 2 units. Next day, you're at IP in Biloxi, which is where I stayed the last time I was down there. Triggers, trigger. Oh, I don't know what I did here. I must have not colored this correct because that wouldn't be a red. It's a yellow. Okay? So trigger win, triggers, trigger, first bet win, and that's it. 2 units. Okay. Now it gets a little more difficult, right? You have to actually sit down and play for more than just waiting for your cup of coffee. Triggers, trigger, win. Perfect. We started out with our win. Trigger, trigger. Trigger, we had a losing block. This is what we call losing block. We lost our 1 bet and our 2 bet. So now we're at -2 because we had 1 unit. Okay, so we're at -2. We would be at -3, but we had 1 unit in the bag. Next row, trigger, loss, win. So we pick up 1 unit, so we're now down to -1. Trigger, trigger, win. So it brings us back to break even. So we have a first bet opportunity, right? We win our next row, first bet opportunity. We lose our next bet on our first bet on the next row, but we win the next one and boom, we're done. So we had to stick around here for a little bit, right? We played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. All right, no big deal. 28 hands basically came out. And we didn't play 28 hands, of course, but 28 hands were dealt, not including the ties. All right, next day we're at Beau Rivage, Biloxi. Triggers, losing first bet, winning second. Trigger, trigger. Same thing, losing first bet, winning second. Boom, there it is, 2 units. Ooh, look at this one. Another day where we had to sit down and actually do something for our money. So let's see what happened. Triggers, first block. Losing first bet, winning second. Okay, we're up 1. But then the next row, we lose both bets, so we're down -2. Trigger, trigger, we win our first bet. We're inching back to -1. The next one, trigger, 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 we get our bet selection and we win. So now we're back at break even. Not bad. Uh-oh, what happens next? Losing block. We lose our first bet and second. We're down -3, right? Because it's -1 and a -2. Trigger, trigger. We win our first bet. We worked our way back down to -2. Trigger, trigger, trigger. We lose our first bet. We win our second. We're down to -1, right? Our very first bet in the next row, we win. So we're back to break even. And then we win our first bet in the next row. And we finish up with our first bet win in the next row. And here's our 2. So that took a little bit of time, right? That took a little bit of time. No big deal. We were never down more than -3. So our 12 unit bankroll was never really in big jeopardy here. Okay? Boomtown to finish us out. Triggers. First bet opportunity, we win. Trigger, trigger, trigger. We lose our first bet on this row, but we win the second, and we're done, and the challenge is over. So, what have we learned for the 4 weeks? All right, let me pull up this email that he sent to me. So we finished up the 4 weeks with a total of 58 units. What does that mean? If we would have put a bankroll builder plan on this, which is what we teach you how to do to grow your money, we would have been basically 2 units away from finishing our 5th level. So a bankroll builder plan means that we have a preset amount of units we have to win to move up to now our base bet being the next level, and then more units to win before we can move up to the next level. So in this situation, if we started with $25 base bets, we would have been just 2 units away from finishing the 5th level. We collected $600 from the level 4 already, okay, even though we weren't able to move up yet. So where would we be at with our Money Mountain? We would be at our base bet now being $200 base bet, starting at the 25, taking our money out of the system, and we would already be at the $200 level. So what does that mean? It means that right now, we would have made $400 just for this 5 minutes of sitting here. Because we're at the level now that we're playing that each bet is $200 each. And we started at the $25 level, right? So if we get 2 more units, let me see what he's saying here. 2 more units to collect $1,200 on our money management that we're playing. Okay? So we would have made $1,200. All right? Now, here's the thing that you have to realize. If you go back and watch these challenge videos, we only played one shoe in a day. Right? One shoe in a day. And it only took 10 minutes on these ones that are quick like this, right? 10 minutes, no big deal. 15 minutes, whatever, okay? And we left because that's what we wanted to do, was show the challenge played ultra conservative. But remember, we're calling this 4 weeks because we played one shoe a day. No one is telling you that you couldn't play 2 sessions or 3 sessions a day. Now think about what I just said. What does that mean? It means that we made it to level whatever I just said, 5, right? And we're at the $200 base unit level. But if you were playing 2 or 3 sessions in a day, you would literally have gone from level 1 to level 5 within 5 days, 4 days, whatever it is. So what was accomplished in quote unquote one shoe a day for 4 weeks could be 4 days worth of work, 5 days worth of work. Meaning that you would have gone from the $200 from the $25 base level to the $200 base level using their money profits within 4 or 5 days. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you're comfortable like I am, being at a $100 base bet level, you would have been there probably in 2 days, maximum. Maximum. And you could have stayed there. Now, you can stay wherever you want. We're just saying that with the amount of units made, you would have already been at level 5 using these shoes, using these exact shoes. Okay? If your goal is to play with nickel or $500 base bets, if you got to the $200 level within about 4 days, how long do you think it would take you if that was your objective, was to get to the $500 base level? Because at the $500 base level, playing exactly the same strategy that you're taught from Baccarat Squared and only looking up for up to 2 units and quitting, you would be making $1,000 a day at the 2 units. Okay? So that's the story, guys. That's the challenge. We're done with the challenge. You guys saw exactly what Baccarat Squared did. Remember, this is not even the standard version of Baccarat Squared. Baccarat Squared is played with a 3-bet scenario. These up to 3 bets. He dummied it down for the challenge to only play with the 2 and play with a 1-2 conservative money management. If you get involved with Baccarat Squared, you're getting the standard, the video and the cheat sheets and everything, but you're also getting the understanding of how to use that to play the exact same way he did with the challenge, which is only using these 2 bets, all right, and dummying it down to a 1-2. So that's the deal. That's the deal. This was a fun thing to do, to take something and take it out of theory and turn it into a real case study with real shoes for what would have been a month. Okay? What would have been a month. So there's the deal. So anybody that's still looking to get involved with Baccarat Square, here's the deal, guys. You cannot buy Baccarat Squared anywhere else. It's a special deal that was made between the developer and Cruise Casino Mafia. All right? You have to be a member of Cruise Casino Mafia as a lifetime member to be able to even purchase this Baccarat Squared. All right? So here's the situation. The introductory lifetime membership that I've held on to for over a year and 10 months now, a year and whatever it is. Okay, I've allowed to continue because people begged me to continue at the price point that we've had, to give them, anybody, a chance. to get in at the lower price level. Well, that's ending in the next few weeks. And the cost of being a lifetime member is going to be going up a little bit. All right. So you can, and that happens when we introduce our new website. All right. The price goes up to where it should be. So you still have the ability to get into to Cruise Casino Mafia at the lifetime membership at the discounted rate. And you can get another $50 off if you use the code MAFIA and the number 50. Once you are a member, you just need to send me a message and let me know that you need the instructions and the cost for getting involved with Baccarat Squared. Because what I'm doing and what I've been doing is I'm giving him part of the money. I'm crediting you as a new member part of the money towards the payment for Baccarat Squared. So you're basically getting $100 off Baccarat Squared. Okay? That's the deal. So if you're on the fence, you want to get involved with Cruise Casino Mafia, we have over 450 strategies, money management concepts, and we're coming out with new things every single week. Every single week. All right? And you can only get that from the private side. All right? And that also opens the door to special things that are not included with CruiseCasinoMafia.com. This is the first thing we've done like that, where we made a special deal with a private creator. But it opens the door for you to get access and purchase something like Baccarat Squared that there was never an intention of this system for Baccarat ever being available to the public. So the only way you can get it is through us. And there's going to be other interesting opportunities like that in the future. Remember, those are coming from outside sources that want them to stay private, right? The rest of the stuff you're getting from Cruise Casino Mafia is meant for you. We are constantly testing and evaluating strategies in money management for Baccarat, craps, and roulette, and those are all provided to you as part of your membership. So that's the deal. That's the deal, guys. This was a lot of fun. And a lot of conversations you haven't seen between me and the creator of Baccarat Squared, because he comes back to me every day with his live play, right? Beyond what you're seeing here. His actual live play in Biloxi right now, that's where he's been, basically playing the last few weeks. And the challenge play, specific, the specific shoes for this, and we talk about it all the time. So those conversations are always amazing. And that's where we generate so much interesting, cool ideas. So with that being said, no reason to keep pushing in this video. Baccarat Squared is still available at the moment. It is going to be a limited situation. This is not going to go on forever. It's not meant to be because it's a community. So you have access to, when you purchase Baccarat Squared, you have access to the creator by email. All right? With your support, with questions, things you don't understand. You can send in your shoes. He can review the shoes with you. He cannot have a ton of people in. So we're getting close to the people that initially bought, that were members of Cruise Casino Mafia. And now the new people that have bought, that have just gotten into Baccarat Squared as well, we're getting close to probably him calling it a day and not allowing new members to come in at this point. So if you're on the fence, make a decision. If it's good for you, it's good for you. If it's not something you can do right now, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We have plenty of stuff coming. You can always join CruiseCasinoMafia.com. You're going to get access to, like I said, a tremendous amount of data and systems and strategies. So that's it for the Baccarat Squared Challenge, and we will see you on the next video.